Hello, successful people. Welcome back to this channel. Okay, as you can see, we have a guest, and I'm really, very excited to introduce you guys to him. So this is Caleb Guilliams. He is the founder and CEO of Better Wealth, which is a finance advising company, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, financial advising company. And he's going to be here talking to us about money, okay? Especially for young adults, money habits, his journey and everything like that. This man has done so much. So I'm not going to talk too much. I just want to let you guys know that he is amazing. And I stalked him and I found him. So here we go, you guys. Just get ready. Caleb Guilliams, tell us a little bit more about you and who you are.
Well, I first of all have to say I am having some coffee to keep up with the energy on this channel. I also have to say thank you so much for having me on your show. I had to get you out to Denver.
Yes.
I had to chain you to this
Denver.
studio
Okay.
to just be on your show.
We're
So
in the Midwest. Wow.
my story in a nutshell is this. I grew up in Wisconsin. I'm the oldest of 6 kids. My first job was at a chicken farm. Started making money then. Started investing. My mind was blown with the concept that our money can start working for us.
Mm-hmm.
Worked at a bank. Became one of the youngest people in the country at 19 years old to take over the bank's investment department. And then I'm learning so many things about money. On one hand, I'm feel like my world is set because at 19 years old, I have a corner office. And on another hand, I'm going crazy because it's if you can imagine people coming in that actually have real life problems, talking to a kid that they have grandchildren older than me.
Mm-hmm.
So the worlds collided. I took a step back and said, you know what? I want to do everything I can to serve people at a high level. And so I had a mission statement which read, help people see and reach their highest potential, which is actually in the corner there.
Yes.
And that translated into going on a journey. I stayed at the bank, but I went on a journey to learn everything I could about money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I realized that there was a lot of work to do. And so at 21 years old, I went against what a lot of people said I shouldn't do. I left the bank and started Better Wealth Solutions. And that translated into betterwealth.com. And betterwealth.com, we're essentially a coaching company. We also do, we help people set up financial products, I guess you could say. So we're coaching and financial advising. And as a result, we've had the honor and pleasure to work with people like you and clients in all 50 states and serve them, help them take back control, help them live more intentionally. That's our whole purpose, is unlock intentional living. That's
insanely amazing. Can we just take a step back? At 19, he was in the corner office advising people about their money. That's just amazing to me. You have such a wealth of knowledge with throughout the journey that you've been through, what you're currently doing, the fact that you're serving people right now, all in 50 states. It's just wow to me, right? So this is a video that you guys want to literally stay on, pay attention to, because this is really going to serve you. I know I'm going to be crazy, but honestly, you guys, this is going to change your life. And I'm going to add, Kayla's book changed my life, okay? Kayla's book is called The N Asset. I will have it linked down below. This book literally taught me so much about money, and I went to school for finance, and I did not understand money until I read this book, and it actually made me want to read more books so I can really understand life in a better way. So I just want you guys to take in how impactful this man is, okay, and what he's doing in his company, and I want you to get involved, okay, and take your finances more seriously. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and just ask Caleb some questions so he can bless us with his wealth of knowledge, okay? Because we need it. We need it, okay? So Caleb, I am 25 years old. Yep. I have a job. What are some things that I could be doing with my money?
Yep. So I'm going to answer that, but it's really, what's the point? What's the result? Yes. So one of the first things that we ask, and you ask the same question, so this is not going to be a shock to your audience, is if money wasn't an issue at all, what would you be doing? What is your why? Wall Street has this concept called rate of return. Mm-hmm. Everything you do with your life is based on rate of return. We take that ROR and say it should stand for return on result. That's a writer downer. What result do you want? And then everything that we do with your time and money and potential should be based around that. Mm-hmm. So that's number one. Then the second thing is I would audit 3 things. Okay. Audit your time. Literally, what are you doing? What does your day look like? And is that aligned with what you're telling me is important to you? What you're telling me is what you want to be doing? What you're telling me your return on result statement is? We audit your money. And really, there's 3 things that we can look at in your money. Your cash flow. Mm-hmm. This is the money coming into your personal economy. And then your money can only do 2 things after that. Mm-hmm. It's either gone or it's saved for a future, investment or consumption time. So there's your money, analyze the money coming in. What are the strengths of that? What are the weaknesses? What are some of the opportunities? What are the threats?
Right.
Once money comes in, where's it going? Let's start tracking it. Let's identify the areas that are we paying a ton in taxes? Are there areas to optimize that? Are we overpaying on debt, or are we not paying our debt efficiently? Are we spending too much on things that are not getting us closer to where we want to go? How are our investments doing? Are they aligned with where we want to go? The last thing that I want to say for your audience is let's audit our potential. I think this could be the most exciting area.
Can you just repeat that again?
Yeah. Audit,
my gosh.
Audit your potential. And here's what I mean by potential. Relationships, passions that you haven't tapped into. I'm going to say relationships again because it's so, so important. Like people devalue their network all the time. And so like, what are some of the things that you have potential in that you're not even tapping into that's valuable? What we talked about earlier, because I had you on my show, is we talked about, what problems do you want to solve? Like we talked about launching a business. So many people are devaluing their self, and as a result, it's problematic. So the audit is really important because we get a snapshot of where you're at. And then really, really quickly, if you want to be successful, you have to use your time, your money, and your potential on something what I call asset-based activities. So when we talk about assets versus liabilities, my definition of an asset is something that helps you live more intentionally.
Yeah.
Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, his definition of an asset is putting money back in your pocket. So he talks about real estate or other things that by owning it, it puts money back in your pocket. Investopedia talks about an asset being something of value, so that's something that you can sell, something on a balance sheet that creates a plus. Okay, a liability in a lot of cases are either debts or things that we're spending our money on that's not helping us get closer to where we need to go. The definition of, I guess, a liability on like a Google is a debt. Okay, so if you want to be successful, you need to invest your time, your money, your resources, your potential in opportunities that are like assets that are helping us get closer to where we want to go. This could be investing in things like real estate. It could be investing in things like traditional stocks. My favorite investment is investing in yourself, in relationships, in things that create an amplifying effect that help you not only make more money, put money back in your pocket, but help you live a more intentional life.
Wow, that was so power-packed. And I feel like while you were talking, I kept thinking, take yourself more seriously. Because I feel like as you started talking, you said you value your time, audit like what you're doing with your investments, your assets, all that stuff. And I feel like as young adults, we forget that like we're actually real people that have real potential to go somewhere, right? And it starts with taking yourself seriously. What are you doing with your time? That is so huge. Like, are you spending 5 hours on social media every single day? Are you sure you want to be successful? Because your time becomes really valuable when you recognize who you are and what your potential is.
Listen, this can be the greatest asset or greatest liability in your life.
Exactly.
It could be a total time sucker where you're comparing yourself to everybody and their neighbor, or it could literally be the one device that puts you in the game and connects you with the next person that's going to change your life.
Yeah, and I love how you said you're your biggest asset, right? You talked about like investing in yourself. So if you are at a place where you're not really ready to invest because maybe you don't have that much capital, right, in like real estate or whatever else it may be, how do you invest in yourself to start out, to get to that place where you can start investing?
Number one, I want to go back to what you're saying is take your time seriously, take yourself seriously, be definite in what you want. And if you're not definite, do some soul searching, figure out like what you're running from, what your fears are. Like but the reason that's so important is like you can spend the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years of your life trying to figure it out. But if you don't feel that quote unquote it factor, that usually means we're not being definite around something that we're really passionate about. And so what was the question again? How do you
start investing in yourself when you don't have much?
Yeah. That's how you start investing in yourself, is you get really, really definite of where you want to go. And then you look at the people that you admire the most that you'd be willing to trade places with. So for instance, if I want
That's why I'm here, you guys.
I did this in money. So I wanted to be a money guru. I wanted to build a business that helped people with money. So what did I do for 3-4 years before I launched Better Wealth? I traveled the country and looked at, I hit up every author that I read about money. I hit up everybody and I just asked them, can I learn from you? Can I work for you for free? Can I ask you questions? I had a podcast. The podcast has been around for years. Can I interview you? And as a result, I'm putting myself in rooms where people are transferring their knowledge, their passion, their expertise. That it was the way that I became, quote unquote, the new face of finance.
Yes.
You can do that in any field. You just need to be intentional.
You gotta be willing to learn.
So many people are thinking, oh, this piece of paper called a degree is going to put me in the right room. It will not. It won't. It might open up a door, but I'm telling you, like, for the amount of time and money we put in college, imagine if you did a fraction of that. If you were a little proactive in a fraction of outside college activities where you were really definite and went after people or resources that could help you get closer to where you wanted to go, I promise you, like, it will change your life. And I'm expecting you to email me like 40 years from now and saying, Caleb, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And I know he said he traveled, and a lot of people probably watching may not have money to travel, right? But what does it start with? It starts with watching YouTube videos. It starts with reading people's books. You can get a library card, which is completely free, in your local neighborhood and get a book, right? And start reading and start learning what these people did in their journey. Because a lot of people, which really motivates me, is that a lot of people who are like doing really well today started with absolutely nothing.
I know. It's inspiring.
And I think it's so inspiring because it's like you have to get to that point where enough is enough so that you can actually do more for yourself. Right? That push is so important. So if you're in that place where you're just like, enough is enough, that's a good thing. Use that fuel to become more. Use that fuel to invest in yourself in ways that you can right now, and watch what happens. You guys, I am in the HQ of Better Wealth. Like, I'm at the headquarters, okay? Talking to Caleb Guilliams. Are you kidding me? Are you dumb? Okay, anyway. I'm just saying, right? If you really want something, you can get there. My next money question will be, how do you deal with debt? Where do you start?
So debt is either good or bad. I refuse to say that all debt is bad because a lot of people have made their money on leverage. So here's the quick lesson on how do we tell if debt is good or bad. Is debt putting money in your pocket, or is it taking money out of your pocket? Okay, that's a really interesting question. Is debt enabling a purchase or allowing you to invest? Okay, so let me unpack both of those things. So the first thing is debt putting money in your pocket? So for instance, I could pay cash for a house, let's just say, and I could do that. What is the pro of paying cash for a house?
Read his book.
The pro of paying cash for a house is I don't have to pay any interest. So amazing. You have a house, you have no interest. Like Dave Ramsey would be like, you're incredible. The problem is all my money is in my house that I'm living in. And it's not allowing me to invest.
Yep.
So what is the real cost over that in 15, 20, 30 years? If you listen to Dave Ramsey on both sides, it could be millions of dollars. I just did a video that literally was like, if you listen to Dave Ramsey, it will cost you millions of dollars using his advice. So that's an example of by taking a mortgage, debt, which people will freak out. Oh, you're paying interest, Caleb. It's allowing you to invest in things like a business, maybe like the market, maybe real estate. And as a result, you get a house. Yes, you're paying interest. Nothing's free. But the end result is you have more wealth. You have that house. And, in the future, you still own that. So that's an example of like where a mortgage could be good debt. An example of bad debt, and majority of people potentially watching this are credit card debt or debt's an enabler. What do I mean? It's I can't afford to buy a car because I don't have the cash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into debt to buy that car. That means you probably shouldn't buy that type of car. I'm not saying a car loan is the problem. I'm saying your decision of the car is the problem, and the debt enabled that. If you can't pay cash for things like clothes or food is maybe a little tricky, but like a lot of people are eating out, and they shouldn't be eating out at the restaurants there.
In 2 months.
Yeah. And so at the end of the day, if a credit card is enabling you to buy something, it's not necessarily, quote unquote, the credit card's problem. It's you. It's your deep desire to want that thing, and the credit card's enabling that. And so if you need to cut up the credit card, go for it. But again, you're not a victim here.
Right.
You're the one making the decision. And so for me and a lot of clients that we talk with, we actually help them use debt to put more money in their pocket, help them
So
be
good.
be more in control and show up more powerfully. And then there's a whole group of people in America and in the world that are just underwater because they're using debt, and they have no leverage in their favor, and they're just drowning. And so I think the big thing is debt putting money back in your pocket, is it helping you live more intentionally? If that's the case, then we're on the right track. If it's not, we got to get that out of it.
Right. And then I know you also talk about how to tackle your debt. Like if you have 3, places of debt, right? What do you like tackle first? How do you kind of do that?
Yeah, so I think the best and easiest way to do the debt conversation is start lining up your debts and looking at the interest rates and saying, whatever the highest interest rate, I'm going to pay off first. If you have a lot of debt and you need some motivation, pay off the smallest balances first, and then take that payment that you are putting towards the small balance, and then snowball that or roll that into the next debt. So how that looks practically is you put all your debts, you put all the minimum payments, you figure out you figure out how much more you can save. Instead of just shotgun approach and throwing it at the debt, you take that money and you put it on one type of debt. The more momentum way, I should say, is the smallest balance, because you get the quickest result, and you pay that off, and then you take that small balance payment plus your snowball payment, I should say, and then you add it up, and it builds momentum. You can do that same thing to the interest rate, and it's just a way to build momentum.
And I will say this is something that I've applied to my life, and it has helped me tremendously. Honestly, Better Wealth has been just a mind-blown thing for my life, because it has really helped me manage my money so much better. So if you're in that place where you need to manage your money better, like Better Wealth is the people to go to. It's a company to go to. But I want to say, I know we don't have too much time. I want you to talk about the N asset, right? I want you to break down to me why you wrote this book and why are you passionate about this N asset.
This is the book. It's not that thick. You all can get it. I'm sure
you'll read it. I wasn't a reader and I read it, guys, and I enjoyed it.
The N asset is essentially, if you're an entrepreneur, is the best place to save your money. Because it allows you to control and utilize your capital to invest in yourself and other people. And it also allows your money to continue to grow the rest of your life. We use a special type of life insurance contract that is designed to maximize the cash and be a foundational asset. So it's using life insurance because of the stability and the tax benefits. And also life insurance is an amazing thing to have in your life. But we're not using it really as an insurance. That's more of a secondary benefit. We're using it mainly as a place to store capital. And the cool thing is your money grows the rest of your life, but it allows you to have access to capital to invest in yourself. So what we always teach is you should have velocity of money, okay? Your money should be in motion. It should always be at work. But what is the value of control? And for me, it's very valuable. If you're someone that can't, like, if you had control of your money and that would be a bad thing, the asset would be a horrible thing for you, because it puts you in control of your money. I hate to say it,
and
but
if you're
not everyone needs that.
This is why you need a wealth coach.
Right. But if you have the right coaching and you have the right setup, you want as much control as you can get.
That's really good. And I want to ask you one more question for you is, if somebody's at a place where they want to do better with their money, what is that one money habit that they should start with?
Discipline.
Every single day.
You can't get anywhere in life if you're not disciplined. And discipline starts with getting really clear on what you want and saying no to things that are not helping you get there. Discipline comes from start tracking your money. Discipline comes from investing versus spending. The deep down, discipline at the core is really key.
And so with that discipline, is it that important for me to track all of my dollars?
It depends. I personally don't budget every single one of my dollars, but we have a spending plan. I'm accountable for what money saved and spent. I think accountability is really key, and I think some people need to be accountable with every penny. Some people need to be accountable higher level of like, okay, this is what we're doing. Exactly. And for me to say this is how it has to go would be pretty ignorant, because there's a lot of people out there and everyone does it a little bit different.
That's true. Well, with time, I want you to explain to the audience, like, how can they connect with you? How can they be part of your journey?
Well, first of all, you can connect with us through this amazing person right here. And so seriously, if there's any links down below, if you go to betterwealth.com and schedule a clarity call, make sure you told us that you heard about us.
from this channel, y'all. So don't be trying to play me, okay? Tell them what you.
We'll
what
take
you
care
heard.
of you. Let's just say it that way. And yeah, we'll take care of you because we really appreciate people like you that are allowing us to be on the show, share the mission,
Absolutely.
and just love your passion and energy. And so yeah, betterwealth.com is the best way to find us. I have a YouTube channel. You
need to binge watch his content, you guys. That's how I got here, first of all, and that's how I got to a place where I really understood money in a different way, you guys. Like, I talk about money on this channel, and I was before I ran into him, but now I understand it in such a different way. So please go binge watch his content.
So there might be a link down below, but Caleb Guilliams, Better Wealth, that's our channel, and putting out a lot of content and upping our game every day. So
I want to thank you so much, Caleb, for being on this channel. And you
pleasure.
guys show him some love in the comments. Compliment his shirt, like Better Wealth. What? Compliment him. Go check out the.
You're gonna leave Denver with a shirt, by the way. So
yes! I'm so excited, y'all. I'll be wearing this shirt every day on this channel. So get ready. No, but seriously, thank you so much for what you do. The way that you're impacting this world is just mind blowing. And you're really making your footprint in the finance industry. You guys are gonna hear about Caleb way more on this channel. Whenever I do events, he will be there. So you might as well just get connected with him now. Get your money straight, get the end asset, and save and spend your money the best way that you can. But thank you so much for being on here. You guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, go ahead and give it a big like, okay? Comment down below and make sure you subscribe and share with your friends. See you guys next time.